Google Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 XL. Is there a difference? Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 XL. What's the difference? We have now reviewed both new phones from Google, Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL. But what's the difference between the two Google phones just announced? Let's compare and see. Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 XL design. Do they look different? Last year's duo of the Pixel phone comes in two form factors, the 5-inch model and an inch 5 inches. The screen size aside, though, they both look very similar. Pixels are thick phones, with large bezels with very smooth glass panes around fingerprint scanners and circular cameras. This time, however, Google differentiates two more devices. The usual Pixel 2 is a more familiar device, still swinging big chin and forehead around the screen. It still has a 5-inch screen as well, but not as small as possible. It's a bit slimmer when compared to the old Pixels, but it can still be considered a bit old-fashioned when compared to the latest, most popular smartphones. Flip Pixel 2 up and the two-tone back panel remains. The rapid fingerprint scanner is now under glass, and generally things look a bit tidier. Where things get really interesting is with Pixel 2 XL. Instead of following his younger sister's design, XL model feels much more modern. Like the S8, LG V30 and Infinix X, Pixel XL2 has a full front screen with rounded corners and minimal bezel. Reduction of this bezel means Pixel XL2 screen is now measuring 6 inches with 18:9 aspect ratio. It looks very similar to LG V30, which is believed to be a phone that has modeled this device. The problem is, the screen is not that great. This is actually the weakest part of this phone, because of the strange yellow tone and bad point of view. Although the display on Pixel 2 is smaller, better overall, it's much more similar to Pixel 2 in the back. The colors for both models will vary, with XL getting a beautiful black and white model and Pixel 2 getting a selection of blue pastels. Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 XL specifications, which has more power. Although these two phones look different from the front, there is not much difference when you dig under the skin. Both pack the latest Snapdragon 835 Qualcomm platform, 4GB of RAM and 64GB or 128GB onboard storage. As always with Google phones, there is no upgraded storage. Sign up for the newsletter, get news, competition and special offers directly to your inbox. Your email address. List showing more. They both have front speakers, USB-C connectivity and a new Android launcher that has a search bar under the app icon for the first time. There are also new dynamic widgets that will show you the weather and upcoming designations, plus some really cool live wallpapers and new features called Active Edge. This lets you press the side of the phone to activate Assistant. Another feature that is owned by Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL is a 12-megapixel camera. The big addition this year is the OIS, plus a wider aperture f/1.7. It is interesting that Google has decided not to be fat for a dual camera system, although this is a feature commonly seen on high-end devices right now. What it uses is dual pixels, which allows for a simulated bokeh effect that looks pretty good. The photos taken by these two cameras, simply put, the best from any phone. Stunning colors, unsurpassed detail and dynamic range is on point. Nothing can be photographed from this phone. Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 Price XL, which gives more value. Like mobile phones last year, the new Pixel device is in the premium part of the smartphone. Unlike the older Nexus ranks, Google does not offer impressive specs at below average prices. Pixel 2 starts from $649/629 for 64GB model, rises to $949/929, swapping if you want a 128GB Pixel 2 XL. Pixel 2 XL will cost $849. Google clearly sees this as a device to compete with Samsung and Apple, and the price has been compliant with it. Pixel 2 versus Pixel 2 XL verdict. Which is better? Side. Not much to distinguish these two phones. We want to have a bigger screen, so of course the larger pixels will be our choice. If you prefer a compact device, look for smaller devices. Battery life is very similar between the two, and the camera, performance and software features are all the same.